I mean, they're all like, my sister was freaking out about this mouse being in the house, even though she has pet rats. Yeah, I know, right? Smaller ones, oh my god, they're terrifying. But rats, oh, that's fine. So I set up, I set up shop in the dining room and angled my Nerf gun at the hole, and waited for about an hour to get a clear shot. And I got the bastard right between the eyes. I got him on the nose, which was just enough to stun him, so I could pick the mouse up and put him outside. Because I'm not an animal.
Very humane.
Our cat used to bring half-dead birds in, which was really unpleasant.
I can trump that. There are 3 cats here. Crackers is one I had to let in. She's 11 years old. She doesn't care about mice. As far as she's concerned, if there's food in the bowls, she's not going to hunt. She's too lazy. There's 2 others, and they're all my mum's. And one is an attention-seeking bastard who'll just bring them in just for the sake of saying, look, I brought a mouse in, and then she'll let the living mouse go in the house. And then there's Bob, who will bring a mouse in and eat it. But that's not the only thing he'll bring in. He'll bring a bird in. He'll bring anything he can catch in, including a fucking massive goldfish from next door neighbour's pond.
Yeah, sounds about our cat. When I was a kid, ate our pet goldfish. Not a good not a good combination of pets.
I've woken up at 2 in because that Bob he's coming through the bedroom window, and he stood on the headboard. I've looked up, I've opened my eyes, and I'm looking up, and there is half of a mouse in his mouth. I'm like,
that's not pleasant.
At 2 in I'm more concerned about like going back to sleep. So I just roll over, try and stretch for the door handle. I'm like, get the fuck out. I have more important. That can be someone else's problem now. I just want to sleep. Just don't leave it in front of the door. This is not, or in my bed. This is not a Godfather thing.
This is why we're dog people.
Yeah. Well, the dogs, if they could, they'd bring something in.
Oh, trust me, I've seen them eat some horrible stuff. I remember taking my old Staffy out, and there was a bit of, I don't know, rancid meat with ants all over it on the floor.
Dogs are scavengers. They'll eat anything. Well, one of these dogs, he's a Jack, and earlier on today, I was like, something smells like poop in our house. What is it? It's not one of the infants. They're all outside playing. I look at the pure white, formerly pure white Jack, and he's rolled in fox poop.
Oh, that's the worst.
And he does it every single time he sees it. And I'm like, I'm not washing you till tomorrow. You can sleep outside tonight. Good luck with that fucker.
Well,
get fucked. You're tomorrow's problem.
Yeah, we're quite lucky because, Poppy's a chihuahua. She's scared of everything.
I've got to say, it's refreshing.
So what's been going on in everyone's world then?
I mean, we're celebrating our independence from you.
Okay, so yesterday, Renita-chan, she sent me a meme. I'll quickly download it quickly. Oh no, fuck! I can screen share that. That's fine. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
Yeah, someone around here is using an excuse to set off fireworks.
Here we go. Happy fucking Treason Day, you ungrateful colonial twats. I actually think that's pretty funny, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's
yeah, I like it. It's good. It's all good fun. I can take a joke.
Yep. And I didn't even know Canada celebrates Canada Day. I didn't know that was a thing.
They celebrate being a real country.
For now.
Exactly.
Apparently it's July 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently during Trudeau's speech for that day, he forgot Alberta, I think, when he was listing off all the provinces.
I heard about that. I heard about Alberta. I figured you'd forget. Isn't Alberta a somewhat conservative state? So I guess it's like it sounds less like you forgot and more like an attempt to take a cheap shot at conservatives.
I have no idea.
I think it is. I'd have to confirm it though.
Progressive conservative dominance. Something.
Well, that answers that then.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to Canada too much until they fuck something up.
Well, it won't be long. I mean, there's only so much overspending Trudeau can do until they actually are fucked.
What are they overspending on?
Well, for him, it's like photo ops.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He's a virtue signaling twat.
Yeah, I must use the word diversity and take many pictures with every other person from different races to look like I'm like totes down with the races.
I mean, Canada used to be a place where I'd like to, go and visit, or maybe even like emigrate to, but not now. Seems like it's going in the wrong direction.
Well, they've got lots of woodlands you can hide.
Yeah, that's true.
I had planned to move there years ago, but was talked out of it, thankfully. I'd be worried about getting raped,
Apparently, there was something about a new bill in Canada called C-51 to amend the criminal code or something.
I don't. Is that the one that I think it's Armored Skeptic did a video on. Was it hate speech or something?
I don't know. No, well, kind of, maybe. I don't know. It has to do with there's some sexual assault provisions.
Interesting.
Having to do with changing basically rape shield laws. Expand the rape shield provisions to include communications of a sexual nature or communications for a sexual purpose.
Are you kidding?
So basically, if you text your partner that you want it or something, that wouldn't be admissible.
You're in prison. What for? Sending a text. What does it say? You want the D?
Yeah, Canada is going down the shitter.
I still don't. I don't know if Canada's law says it, but because I'm doing. I'm trying to. I'm probably not going to get it done until the weekend. Videos on certain ad-friendly subjects, like I don't know, sexual assault. There's there's still no change in our rape laws in our country, and I know there isn't in the US. I don't know what Canada's laws are. I need to look them up. I think it's relevant. Well,
in terms of what specifically?
The ones I'm looking at are false rape claims and female sexually assaulting, even though that's still rape. Another female
forcibly enveloping.
No. There's that. She misled a girl into believing she was a man and used a dildo and sort of like had this whole scenario planned out to fuck her, and did, which is just amazing. Not good, amazing. Like, how the fuck do you get away with that?
Isn't the British rape law so you have to have a penis to commit rape? So what if I turn around and say it's not my penis, it's my mangina?
I think if you can tuck it between your legs and say it's clearly a mangina now, I think you should be.
I mean, if you're
penis is a social construct, of course, so I could say whatever I want it to call it.
If you're attending school in Australia, as a little boy, you'll learn how to penis tuck.
You're just standing in a courtroom and saying that you're non-binary, gender queer, whatever, Amazon gift card gendered, and you're like, so my genitalia plays no part in my gender, and this is highly bigoted or whatever.
No, you should just stand up and say that you're old Greg. End of story.
I would like to see someone use...
But you have to dress up as him as well.
I just want to see people use the Tumblr genders to get out of being accused of rape.
Give it time.
Whether it works or not, it doesn't matter. I just think it'd be entertaining. I want to add some flavour to the proceedings. Let's see, anything else go? Oh, I remember. I was talking on the other day. I mentioned a song by a band. Oddly enough, I don't really like this album. It's their final one because it's just tone deaf, and they've gone away from melody to some crappy flat punk shit. because metal's better. Let's face it.
Definitely.
And someone was declaring in a review, someone declared it a feminist anthem, but it's not what the
is this
lyrics really implied.
the one you posted the link to?
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
I took a picture of the lyrics from the book and I read it and I was like, yes, okay. There was one line, "Feminists are beautiful," and there was mention of having a penis does not make you a misogynist. I'm like, oh god, this is the shittest. I now know why you are not a band anymore, but this is not a feminist anthem. And then today, I saw an article. It was a Katy Perry song, and she said it was a feminist anthem. But in the music video for it, she's being cooked. The video shows her being cooked by men, and some of the lyrics are like so ridiculously.
Oh no, I vaguely remember seeing something about that. Yeah.
The lyrics were so sexually over the top.
Yeah.
I'm open 24. Want to keep you satisfied. Customers always right. I'm sorry. What's? Hang on. Want to keep you satisfied? I'm pretty sure that's consensual and mutual and has nothing to do with even the matter. What the fuck?
I just shared a funny comic I just saw.
It's not a feminist anthem. Stop doing this to me. What is this? Oh, Reddit. I didn't know it was still a website.
It just happened to be shared to Reddit.
I've seen a lot of.
Yeah, I've seen this.
There's a fantastic. Some people were doing questionnaires through that, and it's kind of backfired magnificently because people just troll the living fuck out of them. Let's see. More women's. Yeah, you gotta love that personal choice, right?
Yeah.
I saw a
It's
video about-
basically the story of academia. Like, these women have the chance to go to STEM. They instead go for gender studies or some other liberal BS degree that isn't going to serve them well except for being a professional protester. And what do? They become a professional protester.
It's very easy to.
I would say that haven't some science departments in some UK universities have to close because of gender quotas?
Yeah, it's tragic. They'll obviously a lot of places have instead blamed it on budget cuts, but because of the Brexit or something. But that's not true at all. It was entirely because of the inability to fulfill these quotas, which is bullshit.
Quotas are bad. Quotas are bad.
The interesting thing with STEM and gender studies or whatever is that it's easier to say blame everyone else for your problems, so be the victim, than actually go out and achieve something.
Yep.
That's sad, really. Well, I just paid lots of money to confirm that I'm a victim.
Like, I honestly
like fries with them.
don't see what like a gender studies degree could translate
Yes.
into a real job.
But
I just
with that
don't.
gender studies degree, would you like fries with that? Actually, for the first time in like 6 years, I had Burger King last week. That was amazing. Just after I left the hospital, my sister was like, "There's a Burger King drive-thru," and I'm like, "Oh my god, yes, there is. Let's go."
You're not used to Burger King drive-thrus?
We don't well. There's where I live. There isn't a McDonald's or a Burger King. There's one of those what was it? Subways, but it's nowhere near me. We don't have takeaway places nearby. Although one of my other sisters did buy 19-inch barbecue meat feast pizza today, and I managed 4 slices. I just can't eat any more of that.
You see, I prefer Wawa to Subway, but if I'm in a state where there is no Wawa, then
Yeah.
I'm just saying, extra large bacon double cheeseburger meal was amazing. Okay, and it totally took my attention off having my leg ultrasounded to confirm I was not pregnant. Okay. It was the weirdest feeling ever. Okay, having really hot gel applied to my leg, I was like, "You're lubing me up. What the hell is this?"
You're lucky because some hospitals ice it, which is even more
Yeah, no,
unpleasant.
these were really warm, and I was like, "I'm sure this would be cold." And the way she was rubbing it on my leg, I was like, "Should you be buying me dinner first?"
It can be a bit of an odd experience.
Yeah. Well, the oddest was having blood taken. I'd never had that done. That was
Well, never.
highly not pleasurable at all. Took her forever. I was like, she struggled to find a vein. I was like, "You see the one there near my bicep? You see that one right there? Yeah, that's the vein, bitch."
Oh, I had to go to the hospital one time and I had to get an IV, and I have like it's just in my family, we just all have these bulging veins most of the time, and the nurse missed. I was like, how the fuck do you miss that? Like, you can see that it's raised off of my skin. How the fuck did you miss?
Well, I think the shade could give you a reason, because it's not always just it's not the obvious veins they can take blood from.
No, I have too much experience with blood
I'd
tests.
have a shot. I was sat in this waiting room for about 40 minutes, surrounded by incredibly old people with more bumps on their face than our roads, and it was astonishing.
Welcome to a hospital waiting room.
I'd never been in one as a patient. I was like, this is the weirdest experience ever.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, don't want to do that again. Just glad it wasn't anything bad. The worst, stupidest thing. Fucking hell. Okay, so I went home, rested up. I was fine. Went to work, hobbled, which was fine. I powered through. The discomfort was 2 inches above where the vein is, so it wasn't DVT. It might have been a bruise. I can't feel any pain anymore, so that's fine. But after that night, I started to elevate my legs, so because my bedroom is being messed with. I can't sleep in the bed in there, so I slept on the sofa because, well, I've been sleeping in an armchair for 9 months. The sofa was actually an upgrade. But where the two sofas as a corner were met, I managed to trap my. Okay, so I woke up the next day, and half my quad was completely dead, just no feeling whatsoever. It's a condition called paresthetica neuralgia. Where you trap the nerve in just on the outside of your quad at the top. And I think I caught it between the two parts of the corner sofa that met. So for about 2 days, I couldn't feel my leg. And I told my 3-year-old niece this. And so she spent a good half an hour just punching my leg non-stop. And she's like, can you feel it yet? 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 Oh, I wish I could backhand you. I want to fucking... No, I can't feel shit.
I've been a little angry.
Does anyone else like fall asleep and on their arm funny at night and then wake up and you've got a completely dead arm?
Yeah, but let's add to that you end up punching me in the face when you do that.
I've done that
Can't
and then
feel your
rolled
arm.
over and like thought I'd broken my arm once because I'd rolled over and just smacked like the end of the bed. Just the frame. It's so painful.
New Jersey government is still shut down. They failed to pass a budget on Friday, so the state shut down.
I've heard about that happening before.
Yeah. It happened to us back in 2006 because Democrats were fighting each other, and this is kind of the same thing happening again. So, because it's a Democrat-controlled assembly and legislature.
Oh no, New Jersey doesn't work anymore. What a shame.
Yeah. I think there's another state that failed to pass a budget. I think it was maybe Maine.
Maine's a state.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. They ended their shutdown. There was only less than 3 days. New Jersey's still nope. Yeah, well, we'll see how long it goes on for. But all the state parks and stuff, people couldn't go to for the holiday.
Right.
So you can go to the municipal parks or parks run by the county.
Why this time? Why is New Jersey not passed it this time? Is it because of infighting, or is there some other reason?
Yes, basically.
Oh, right.
Christie wants to take $300 million out of the state's Horizon insurer out of their surplus to fund some sort of opioid thing. The state Senate approved the measure, but the assembly didn't because this assembly speaker is opposing it, and it's just a clusterfuck.
Sounds like a lot of hassle. It'll be solved in 2020 when Magog and I are presidents of your country and we just wipe you all out.
Hey, now I'll have you know that my administration will be triumphant over yours. Robots versus giant monsters. Me and Jay the Magic Robot are going to be the ticket that will win. And the reason I have Jay the Magic Robot as my vice president is because that will assure that no one will kill me because then they'll have to deal with him.
Red. Just a quick question. Do you really want to win New Jersey?
I mean, think about it. I mean, with you and Magog and me and Jay the Magic Robot, we can go science season, magic season, science season, magic season. Come on. Been trying to get Magog to bite on that one for ages.
Okay, so yes, it happens anytime really. He'll wake up and he'll just go onto Twitter. He'll scroll through his tweets, and this is something he'll just do it, and then he's like, tweet, fuck you, Omegon.
Yeah, I saw one of those.
Or he'll tweet about drinking coffee, and then he'll be like, Omegon is a bitch. I like it. It's good fun.
Oh, did you guys see the Trump CNN video, the meme?
Oh yes, that was hysterical.
Those videos. I like it when he does. It gives obviously the him tackling Vince McMahon. That's a good one. But I'm also rather fond of the rock bottom one to John Cena. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I laughed a little.
Yeah. Anytime Trump. It's the funny thing is the complete overreaction of some media outlets who've pounced on a whole segment on him tweeting.
Oh, I know.
Are you out of your fucking mind? He's tweeted one thing, and it's complete satire. But you're analyzing. You're trying to understand him, and then you're like, oh, this is so unprecedented.
This reminds me of, in a way, is I just keep thinking. I'm thinking back. What if George W. Bush had used Twitter? That's what this would be like.
Oh my god, that would be so fucking
except
funny.
George W. Bush has had some sense of restraint, at least as far as what he would say in public.
Well,
Trump has no filter.
Political office.
Huh?
Yeah, he had served political office, hadn't he, George?
George?
Yeah, George had served in some office. Wasn't he a governor or something?
Yeah, he was the governor of Texas. That's one of the reasons why I voted for him, because I had lived in Texas when he was governor. It wasn't that bad. I'm like, okay, well, that's about as much job experience as I get. And also, Kerry was a twat, and Gore was out of his goddamn mind. So
yes, but if I remember correctly, a lot of people still think Gore won because he got most votes, but not the Electoral College.
Yeah, the whole mess with Florida. Sometime give me. If you want, I will give you a rundown on it. It's kind of involved, but it's actually pretty interesting. It is a clusterfuck of epic proportions. It still has silent effects in the way presidential elections are run now. It is the most fucked up thing I've ever seen.
It was a clusterfuck of epic proportions.
Yeah, because I was seeing the thing is I was alive. I was living in I think Irving, Texas at the time, which is a suburb of DFW. So at the time, I went to bed. I was watching the election. I finally got tired. So I got fuck it. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I'm going to bed. I went or something. I just when the drama started about the counting and all that, and it was called and it was not called. I finally went to bed and said, fuck it, I'm going to bed. And Gore was still president. Everybody thought Gore would be president at the time. I get up in the morning, my wife's like, oh, honey, you got to see this. I'm like, oh, shit, it's getting good now.
Oh. It's
man.
Interesting because it's the second time it's happened with the Republican candidate winning the Electoral College.
And here's the fucked up part. You know what most people don't know, and this is subjective, I guess, but I don't have the evidence to hand. But a large part of the reason why that happened was because all of the national news networks forgot that Florida is in 2 time zones.
Is it?
That is a large part of why it happened.
It's not the only
well, no, it's not the only thing, but it was a big deal because they forgot. Even Fox News, I mean, the whole 9 yards, regardless of political affiliation, they forgot that the polls didn't close in Florida in the Panhandle when it did in the rest of the state, so they called it early. And somebody did the voter turnout numbers. Now, of course, that's again we can't predict exactly what would have happened, but based on prior presidential elections, the turnout was depressed in the Panhandle because they were telling everybody the polls are closed, and some people were still, it'd been a while because there are people in this country that only vote for presidential elections. They don't bother the other 4 years, the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people that didn't go lived in the Panhandle, where the polls were still open for an hour. And the Panhandle is very conservative. The southern part of Florida is fairly Democrat-leaning. The Panhandle is very Republican-leaning. So you can understand it would not have been close enough to call if that hadn't happened. Now, there's a whole lot of other shit that went on, but that's the funniest part. It's a large part. If they had voted as in the same proportion they had the previous presidential election, it wouldn't have been close enough to call. So
I just shared a map of the U.S. that has all the time zones. What the fuck is with mountain time zones?
It's fucked up. Well, it's because the states and municipalities had to get that agreement. But yeah, that they forgot that
2 time zones.
Yeah, Florida was in 2
time
zones.
I mean, that's not the only state. Like, look at Illinois. Whatever section of Illinois, I can't remember.
North and South Dakota are like that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you just look at the mountain time zone.
It's kind of the same with Central too, because if you look at Tennessee and
Arkansas,
I forgot the name of it.
Not Arkansas.
Not Arkansas.
Kentucky.
No. Yeah, Kentucky and Tennessee have the same problem. There's a little bit of Michigan. Heads that way.
Yeah.
It's funny as hell. Tiny bit of Texas.
Really...
Did we have have people's houses that could actually lie between 2 different time zones?
Well, it sucks if you live near a time zone change, because your phone, if you set it to automatically switch time zones based on GPS, your phone might fuck up.
Yep.
It's interesting you mention, although not time zones. Well, it's interesting you mention houses, because where I used to live, on one side of the road we had one area code. On the other side of the road, you had a different area code. The towns were separated by the street itself.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's the weirdest.
There's some
really weird
instances where an area code can be a zip code can be a part of 2 different towns. Over here, it gets weird. If you were to do it if you were to Google Maps my hometown, and then the zip code that I use, the zip code is a little bit bigger than the town, because it eases into some other towns, but it's just because it's easier for the post office in my town to deliver to those parts in that town. Because it's all for a post office that somehow still exists.
But yeah, I keep thinking. I mean, this sort of reaction to what Trump's doing reminds me of what people on my side of the fence used to refer to as Bush derangement syndrome. And it's where people would take anything, even the most innocuous thing that Bush said, out of context, so far that we were all just like, "What planet do you live on?" I mean, because it's not that any president doesn't have plenty of boners and dumb shit they say, but it's kind of like some people who were completely freaked out about Obama would do that, but it got because I think there was somebody even repeated it, called it OBS or ODS, which is Obama derangement syndrome. But basically, there's some ideologues who are just the trouble is that with Trump is these sort of people are now running the press.
We in the UK, when George Bush was president, for 8 years we had people who were famous for impersonations. They were on BBC or Channel 4. They were on our major channels. But when Obama was elected, these people are gone.
Yeah,
because obviously we're pretty biased.
Yeah, there were for the first 4 years, there seemed like comedians couldn't. I mean, there had even more than one just declared they couldn't figure out anything funny to say about the president. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Even if I voted for the guy, I voted for his predecessor, and I still thought he was really fucking funny.
When they mocked George Bush relentlessly for 8 years, it was a case of every tiny thing was the biggest joke ever, and it was pretty funny. I will admit, I thought.
Oh yeah.
Funny. But at the same time, you didn't give the same thing to Obama. I thought, that bias is showing. I can see it.
Well, also in this case, it was because I've been alive long enough to remember, Clinton when he was in office, and they had a good deal of fun with him too. They weren't as hard as him as they were on Bush, either before or after, but senior or junior. But I I think in Obama's case, I think they honestly thought they would get in trouble for making fun of a black man. I really do think that, which I think is in and of itself racism. You know, it's like, look, you should treat him like you would anyone else. You know, he's just a man. The fact that he's black doesn't just, I mean, as long as you're not just, breaking out the watermelon and fried chicken, you're fine. Jesus, guys.
Mm.
But, these guys do love to eat their own, so that's not surprising, really.
Yep.
So, what else happened? I actually managed to win a logic argument with someone on Twitter today. That's pretty good. I was shocked. I usually just
I don't waste my time with arguments on Twitter.
I mean, you can't really have arguments on Twitter that well because you're limited to 140 character responses.
Well, it's not just that, but also that it also involves me devoting time to constructing suitable arguments, and that to me is far too much effort.
Well, I normally I wouldn't, but today the work is really, really slow. Nobody wants to contact support on July 4th.
I've been busy. I've been busy just shit posting, mainly to Sugar Tits because reasons. Because she has a tentacle ring.
I ain't gonna lie, they're good reasons. Those are cute eyes.
Yeah. When she got that tentacle ring, we're now soulbound. It's just one of those things. It happens. Fuck you, Baron. Fuck you. She's mine now. She was actually on the Warski stream and last night, and because Chris, I don't think Chris told her they'd gone live. She was sat on camera for about 20 seconds before she realised.
Oh.
She was like, "You ruined my face reveal."
Apparently, there was some additional drama at VidCon, and I was just like, "I'm gonna stay away from that."
There was a video. Okay, so last week there was a stream on Blair White's channel, but she, I think, unlisted or privated it. But somebody earlier, and you might have noticed it on my tabs actually, somebody mirrored it and has uploaded it to their channel, and it's a 2 hour 45-minute stream because of one person doing stupid shit, and Blair White, Shu, Bunty, Jeff, Andy Warski kind of, well, it's at times dogpile the fuck out of this person. But it's a long stream with conspiracy and bitchiness and stuff. It's rather entertaining if you like that stuff.
I mean, it probably would have been a fun drinking game.
Oh, God.
That is the stream link to the one I mentioned, the Blair White one that's been mirrored in the YouTube link place.
I need to at some point remember to do that, to write up a Sunday Funday drinking game. Every time Magnus says, hold up, you gotta take a shot. That one will get people blasted halfway through.
He gets talked over. He does get talked over a lot, to be fair.
Well, part of it still is. I think I finally figured out what it is. It's a delay thing. It almost always happens when people think he's done talking and they start saying something, but he's not.
To be fair, he does pause quite a bit between what he intends to say.
And on the other hand, he also interrupts other people quite often too. So I figure it's fair.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, you guys on this stream are awfully polite. It's scary. I don't know what to do.
Well, it's because they're my bosses, and I don't want to incur their ire.
Fair enough.
I was about to say,
more rum. If I'm rude to them, they won't send me more rum. Okay, that's important to me.
I've met Brutal before, but I don't know you guys.
I'm his other half.
Okay.
And I'm just a guy from the States.
Okay. Well, I am the Mighty Red Robot, who's I've known me and Omegon go back so long that I've got a 2-year-old patch of rust on my backside that has his name on it.
Actually, is about 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's actually we're getting on 2.5 from the B list thing from when he did his video.
Starting to think the Skype group might be dead, though. To be honest, I think most people have moved on to Discord now. The Skype group rarely has messages these days.
Yeah, I think the only one who still uses I think I'm the one who doesn't use Discord because everybody and their brother has one, and I don't know which one to bother talking on.
I
talk on all of them.
I rarely go onto anyone else's other than the B list and my own because there's so many, and I'm like, I just don't. No, it's not happening. Fuck off, everyone.
Yeah, because mine, the satellite of unrequited love is kind of dead. But I'm like, everybody's like, do you have a Discord? I'm like, sure, okay, here's one. and then nobody uses it, and I can't blame them because there's so fucking many of them, and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Uh,
I might delete a few of those servers that I've been invited to. Well, not delete. Remove myself from them because there's just too many. I can't be bothered.
I did that too a little while back, but I still get, I think, fucking 5 of them at least. It's like ridiculous.
Some of them are really, really busy, and some of them are like dead. Like
Bearings at first. Yeah. Bearings was incredibly busy. Not so much now. It still is busy, but not anywhere near as busy. I think it's because like the number. I think there was a lot of new people, but then obviously they drop off. A lot of people who were spamming who got ban hammered. By myself, I'm a bit of a ban hammer. No, I'm not really. I'm a moderator, but I rarely ban anyone. I can't be bothered. The Bearing server is not as active as it once was.
I hate to say it, the phrase I most hear out of your tentacled face is "I can't be bothered."
It all involves effort, and I'd much rather use it to, do other stuff. Really.
Yeah. I'm beginning to immensely regret the whole June challenge thing I got myself talked into, which was.
I get the feeling I got that I can't be bothered thing from a TV show when I was a teenager called Kevin and Perry.
Never heard of it.
Oh no, you're safe. two teenagers just talking shit to the parents. It's brilliant. But grown-ups pretending to be teenagers.
Yeah, but the thing is, we can all look back and go, "Yeah, I was like that."
Yeah, how many people were so sad they watched the Kevin and Perry Go Large movie where the song of the film was "All I Want to Do Is Do It." Or the scene with a float where one of them accidentally has a poop in the water and the other one accidentally gets it in his mouth.
Ah.
In the In-Betweeners film's a bit like that as well, where he's being chased down the water flume by poo.
Oh God! Oh God!
I've not seen them, but I'm getting the feeling they basically just ripped off any of the sketches with Kevin and Perry.
Yeah. It's kind of welcome to the British sense of humour.
Because you can't be bothered.
My introduction to the British sense of humor was like, the stuff that PBS, or the public broadcasting system, would broadcast over here, like, Python, Faulty Towers, that kind of
Anything
stuff.
with Harry Enfield is pretty good.
So.
What about the Carry On films?
Oh God, they're funny. I like that. Right. Okay, so I recently watched. I recently watched Carry On Up the Khyber, and at the end, these guys pull up their kilts, and there's this oncoming army or whatever, and the army turn around and run away. And I'm like, you've just seen some guys' cocks, and you've run away. What the fuck?
Oh, perhaps it had teeth or sported lasers or something.
Their cocks had fucking lasers.
Don't laugh. I keep one with lasers and a small missile launcher on it for just such occasions. Lift up the armor skirt and away it goes. Fantastic. I just have to be really excited about the battle in question. Otherwise, it doesn't work because then the missiles just all go down.
Whatever works.
Yeah, hey, it's either that or just do it like really early in the morning when I just wake up, so I've got morning wood, and then it aims correctly. By the way, if you didn't know, I'm fond of crude humor. And I will use my robot avatar as a source of jokes, just about as bad as Omegon does his and tentacles.
I get so many. Okay, so I was on Bid Berrien's stream last night, and I'm hosting one for him tomorrow on my main channel to help him raise money for his to replace his computer. This is a potato, a melting potato. And on the stream, they talked about late in Magog. I think it was mentioned after we insulted each other. He mentioned dildos that ejaculate alien seeds or gel-like seed or eggs into the person that it has been inserted into. So they then can push that egg with a little alien, those little eggs with aliens in gel things. Mm-hmm. You can push one of those out because That's the dream. I'm like, why do I need to know this? Oh, because you can get tentacle ones of these. Oh, of course you can. Of course you can.
I think you can get
And then I looked it up.
tentacle
And I
ones of
looked it up.
anything.
Of course you can.
You
I'm
see,
like,
you just need to get a bulk amount of them on the cheap, and sell them for a slight markup on your site with
It's a
Omegon packaging.
No, it's a Patron reward.
Yeah, there you go. Take my junk home. Have yourself
I
fucked up
watched it, I was
virtually
like-
by Omegon.
You can get different sizes, and I was like, if I get a PO box, I know damn well I'm going to get tentacle dildos and these tentacle dildos that shoot eggs.
See, in my case, I'd have to get those hard plastic ones that are red, and just use those. It's like, here, have a red rocket from Red Robot.
You know, I was on board with the idea of getting like Cthulhu masks for patrons. I thought that was a great idea, and as soon as I can, I will. But the idea of doing, but that it's even better just to send people dildos with customized me's in the eggs.
Exactly.
You're my patron, and you can give birth to a mini me.
Have Omegon's butt babies. Because why would you insert them vaginally?
Well, why bother?
Exactly.
It comes with a free complimentary bottle of already warmed up lube. Cause reasons.
I see. If I were going to do something like that, I'd have to find something that was kind of a lube that could be colored a particular color to have it kind of red, and then label it as robot lube.
Yeah, well, as Magog mentioned, I should get. They have them custom made, so they have blue heads on the aliens and like purple heads. And like, you're thinking way too hard about this.
Yeah.
There was no way you had me sold, even when you mentioned these things like shoot eggs into people.
Hey, I just had a thought, Omega.
Why do you want to do this? I just don't get it.
Hey, Omega, I just had a thought. We need to find like a YouTuber whose avatar is mostly yellow, and one that's mostly white, and one that's mostly black, and then you, me, Magog, and those people can form a Sentai team.
That sounds like fun.
We'd be, the Sentai skeptics.
Oh, that's nice. I managed to.
Giant robot has a top hat on it,
I managed to trigger Magog at the end of that stream because I managed to finish the stream by saying "fuck Magog," where instead of shilling my channel, and then the stream died with him saying "you little shit."
That's good.
It's so satisfying. Oh, dear. Stretch. There we go.
Stretch tentacles.
Tentacle dildos. Who wants one?
What, a Cthulhu mask?
No, a tentacle dildo that shoots eggs up your butt.
That would be
it
awesome.
sounds like you want it.
See, if you really want to be perverted, the extra special rare Patron reward would be one that smells of Omegon's crotch because you've rubbed it on it.
Oh, I just that makes me sick. Just thinking, I'm like, no.
Oh, it's horrifying. I know. You don't tell the truth. You just lie. Just rub it with a little fish oil, and you're done.
Oh God! they get it. And they're like, huh? This smells like it's been rolled in tuna.
Exactly.
Nice. That has a different type of grim written on it.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? You don't have to tell the truth. Yeah, it's building into the fantasy, not the reality. Because sometimes reality is sticky, mean, inglorious, and kind of gross. Kind of like the inside of my gearbox. On the other hand, fantasy is a different matter.
I just to change the subject to something slightly more not more disturbing, but less disturbing.
Okay.
I told my brother-in-law he vapes. And I told him about the Ron Jeremy vape oils. Yeah, and he bought one. And
oh God!
Friends, and before they left, he pulled it out and he was like, "That's right, I'm about to put some guy's gas in my mouth."
That's horrifying.
When he was applying it to the these like pads that go in, he's like, fuck me, this is sticky. And every euphemism imaginable, every
That's
single one
great.
of them was used. And his friends were like, they're all proper lads, and they're all uncomfortable as fuck. And he's properly gaying this shit up. He's owning it, and he's making them all feel very uncomfortable. And when he's taking a pull, he's like, I just took all of him in.
You kind of have to with anything marketed by Ron Jeremy, though.
Yeah,
Not to.
It was very disturbing, but also very funny.
You've been just as bad with the rum, though.
Yeah, the rum's not bad. Have you bought gin or rum yet?
Not yet, no.
You have to. It's good.
I will. I need to wait till I've got money, but I am going to get the gin.
What's money?
What did you just turn 21 or something?
No, I'm 38.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, hi there. hey, look. Most of the women I meet are like in their mid-20s. I'm like, I feel like I'm your father. I'll comedically, like, harmless old guy flirt with them, but, I mean, let's face it, but when it's like, oh, well, you're somewhere in the vague vicinity of my age.
You've got to have some really big balls to do it in front of a boyfriend.
Evening.
I'm 50 foot high. My balls are huge. They're brass, and and well, occasionally I'll switch them out for the titanium ones in emergency situations. But usually just the brass ones. It's fine. They're the size of a small Buick. Collectively, not individually. Between the two of them, I know this because I accidentally teabagged a Buick one time, and I had to pay the insurance. It was a lot.
Oddly
It was
enough,
expensive.
the subject of teabagging came up in Barbarian stream last night when he talked about preparing for battle by dipping his balls in the nearest lake or stream or river, and I'm like, I don't get this.
No. See, if you're going to prepare for teabagging, what you do is you dip them in hot sauce. I mean, you get
No, you rub what you do. No. What you do,
Yeah.
you rub them. You put some oil on them first because you got to protect yourself with this one, and
Fair
then
enough.
you rub. Then on top of that, you apply some California Reaper, and then you teabag someone. Because not only is the mouth going to be on fire, but you can get the oil off and not burn your skin with what was on your balls.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that would burn the skin. Again, brass.
And then let's
not
not
a
forget
problem.
here, 30 minutes of absolute pleasure watching somebody suffer.
Speaking of going back to Twitter, that reminds me of that I can't remember her name for the life of me, but the trans lady that's convinced that the guy should just try it and have their girlfriend, as she put it, rub their cock and balls in their face, and that would cure them of their
Is that
homophobia. I'm like,
Zimmer?
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a Poe or not, but it's fucking hysterical either way.
I just can't tell.
It's
these days,
kind of
so I don't-
sad how many poses there are out today. Or you have to question really, really, really fucking hard if it is a Poe or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's hard to
drag
tell.
into it.
Yes. Is that MSNBC video that was going around the community? It wasn't a real one, but it's really well done.
Oh, that one. The Kek I remember that one.
Pakistan one, yeah.
Yeah. That was really funny.
And the voiceover just sold it perfectly. Whoever did the voiceover just did it perfect.
I know one person on my server, Hal9000. He did a response with me to it because he couldn't tell.
Oh yeah,
And
poor guy.
And I couldn't stop laughing. I like Hal.
I think
But
there's
damn,
one
that
time
was hilarious.
as well, actually.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah,
I think. So go on.
I was trying to think. There was one. I can't remember who it was. I did a response video to somebody. I was like, "Yeah, I'm hoping this is a Poe, but we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it straight for the moment. What the fuck? I can't remember who it was.
I don't think I've ever
theoretician.
fallen for a Poe. I've intentionally played with a Poe because I thought it was funny, but I've never fallen for one.
I can't tell if I did or not.
Which
I
is
can't
good.
remember. I think they were serious, but
I remember a lot of people fell for a guy called Lanzanite. A lot of people fell for that guy. And he admitted to being a Poe solely to get subs, which I thought was clever.
uh,
Didn't work. He got fuck all out of it.
The only thing I remember is that I finally got on a stream where Coppercat was on, and he was doing his bit, and I could not stop laughing.
He's brilliant. I was actually got one of his videos
funny.
solely because I want to insert some of his reactions into a video I'm working on.
I mean, he
Just some
had
of the
all the
over-the-top
talking points like dead down. That's what it was fantastic. I about peed myself. If you ever watch that video, it's one of Polypod's videos, I think, and you'll just hear me in the background just snickering. I couldn't stop myself. Sitting there trying to play Borderlands 2, and I'm just laughing my ass off while participating. I just couldn't. Terrible. Well, sadly, I have to go do that thing that makes sure I can feed the maintenance girl and the minion bots. So I have to go see you later.
Have fun, Red.
See ya.
Au revoir, arrivederci.
Guten Tag.
Thanks for that cameo, Red. Bastard, you dominated my stream. What else has been going on interesting? There must be something.
Well, it's been kind of dominated by what I'd like to call Garbage Gate.
Oh, yeah, that's still good. People are still making videos on that, aren't they?
Yeah, everybody's
I've
doing
seen some very long analysis videos on this, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. She called him a shithead and a garbage human. I didn't really... she just pointed to him and did it solely to, like, as a break of character and to appear strong or to show that she was under attack and being harassed. That's all she did. It was funny, amusing, and I wish I was there to point some laugh at her.
I think it's been a fairly slow week this week, right?
It has, isn't it? As far as our country goes, our politics is pretty boring right now. Nothing happening. Corbyn still thinks he can win an election. He said that he'll carry on campaigning every single day, and I'm like, just don't do that. Please stop. Just be the opposition for 5 years and lose.
Is he going to give up ever?
No. He'll either die or he'll lose in 5 years. He's not going to be the next prime minister.
How old is he?
Late 60s.
Ah, so he's younger than, like, Trump and Hillary.
Yeah, but he's got 5 years, so he's early 70s when it happens.
He's just not prime minister material.
He's really not. People can argue against it, say, "Oh, but he's got courage, he's got balls, and he's actually down with the young voters." Yes, but he wants to lower the voting age only because he'll get those votes because they're idealists and they don't really understand the world.
Exactly. He's got no plan. Just take it all from the corporations and give it to the poor. He's like Robin Hood.
His fiscal plan involved taxing the rich, and when you look at the numbers, it's like, how much are you going to tax the rich? Because seriously,
no, it just didn't add up at all.
No, his numbers were all over the place. I went through it about 4 times. I was like, there's just no way your numbers make sense without punishing the rich into oblivion. My real issue with Labour at this present time is they're not striving to let people live better. It's basically a case of, if one person succeeds out of everyone else, they will punish that one person to then bring them back down with everyone else. Because it seems as if either he wants to elevate everyone at the same time, or he doesn't want anyone to go anywhere. And I don't care for that.
No, if someone's worked and they've made a lot of money and, they've worked hard for it, let them have it. Let them enjoy it.
Yeah. The problem with the rich is they don't have to stay.
Exactly.
They've got the money. They can go somewhere else, can't they? Well, most of the time they already put the money elsewhere.
Offshore accounts, Monaco would be the best option.
Exactly. So,
I personally, I can understand why rich people do not want to pay as much tax. So if I had their money, I know I probably would do anything I could to reduce it, but only if I didn't have a regular source of income to offset these phenomenal tax bills that he'd want to put on these people. And I know there are a lot of people, some I respected, who have made videos and said that the rich should pay more. And I'm like, no. Either if they work and they're rich because they work, and you're then taking away of so much of their wealth, they're no longer going to be rich. They're just going to be no better than maybe edging middle class.
Right, you can't
More
bring the
like
rich down to the middle class. Like, that's just not going to work. They earn their money. They should be able to have a nicer lifestyle than the average Joe.
There was a thing, right? After the Queen's speech, right? So after the Queen gave the speech that was Spartan and pretty dull, Jeremy Corbyn read a statement, his own thing after the speech, and it's customary that if someone has an intervention, the person will give way to allow it, and then he'll answer any questions thrown at him. He did that 6 times, and only once for a Conservative MP who was a backbencher in a corner somewhere. The other times were on his own side of the chamber, right? And watching Diane Abbott repeatedly say, no, sit down, he's not taking any more interventions, because he got asked, so many people wanted to ask him questions. But then when Theresa May stands up, she gives way over 20 times because she actually wants to engage. It's so petty how unwilling the Labour Party are to engage with anyone on the other side because they consider them the absolute enemy. So they won't talk to them. And it's been seen a few times when walking to the Queen's speech. It's customary for the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition, so Corbyn and May, when walking to the House of Peers or House of Lords, that's been moved furniture around so they can hear the Queen's speech, to talk. He doesn't. He absolutely blanks people because he's such a bloody-minded twat. The word plonker is tattooed on his forehead because he just refuses to talk to people, and he doesn't like engaging. And he'll claim he does, but he doesn't. He really doesn't, and it's sad because it's so petty. He should be in a care home by now. If he's in a care home here, I would actually try and find him an abusive one, just because I think he deserves it. Give him free colonic irrigation. Wait, you're putting it in his mouth. Oh no, what a shame. Supposed to pump the shit out, not in.
The thing is there really a better option than him?
There was so when he won the leadership, there was someone called Chuka Umuna, I believe. I honestly do not know the name for certain. And he seemed pretty reasonable. Hilary Benn was another one. But Chuka stood down because he didn't want his personal life to be all out there. And I thought, well, that's pretty fucking gay. And Hilary Benn lost. I don't think he actually went for it anyway, which is sad. Yeah. The other contenders just got swatted because one was Diane Abbott. She was never going to win.
But it would be funny to sit and watch the car crash if she was in charge.
If she was in charge, she would have been out within 6 months. She can't interview. She can't talk on the spot. And she, unlike Corbyn, who gave way 6 times, she would have given way 0 times. She just doesn't like any. She has her view on it is, I'm right, you're wrong. You will not be allowed to speak over me.
Pretty much,
and she'll just roll her eyes into the back of her head repeatedly because that's what she does. And eventually her eyes will roll up full circle and she'll carry on speaking because she's a fucking devil. Demon woman! Our politics is fucked right now. Labour Party are not Labour Party. They're some bullshit socialist thing.
Yeah, I think Corbyn's got a lot to do with that, though.
Yeah, this current incarnation, yeah. A lot will say, oh, that's just the Blairite in you speaking. No. Labour Party is supposed to represent the working people.
Yeah, exactly.
Not at this present time. Some of the policies do sound like it, but they don't. They're just incredibly not. Stop it. You're embarrassing us.
I think we've got a few more years of that ahead of us yet.
Well, some people think May will be out before the end of the year and Boris Johnson will be Prime Minister. And it's like, no, please. I don't mind the idea of Boris Johnson.
I don't want it to happen. But at the same token,
yeah, not so soon after Cameron walked away.
It would be really amusing to see Boris in charge of the country.
Boris will openly abuse Corbyn in the Commons. He'll do it because it's funny, but also because Corbyn's a twat.
So I gotta go.
Oh no!
Oh no. Yeah, I still got stuff to
You
do.
celebrating 4th of July, your independence, your Brexit.
Yeah, Brexit's 1776, the original.
Yes, I see the. Hang on a second. Before you leave, then I'll just. I'll put your little meme up, shall I? Here we are. Present to everyone the original Brexit. Yay!
Yep. So I'll see you all later. on the
Enjoy your
Discord.
Brexit. Bastard Americans! We'll have to recolonize it at some point.
I'm
I
sure
think we
Boris
need to sort out our own country first.
That sounds like effort. We could just retake. We'll take New England and just call it England.
And we'll take somewhere else and fuck that up as well.
Yeah. We'll take New England, the state, and we'll just move all the English there. Welsh, Irish, Northern Irish, and Scottish can just fuck themselves. Yeah. No, actually, we'll bring the Welsh because they're not really a country. The rest of them, though, enjoy yourselves. Yes. Is there anything else been going on this week, or going on in your lives of interest?
To be honest, not really. I haven't really been keeping up with the news this week. I'll have to be
It's pretty
honest.
dull, isn't it?
Yeah. There's just a big Grenfell fire or something to do with that.
Oh, there was another fire this week as well. A couple other buildings caught fire.
Oh, were there?
Yeah, I remember seeing the pictures, but I can't remember anything else. I don't know if they had the same cladding or not. I hope they don't. Didn't. If they did, of course, that would just cause anyone to double down on that company that put the cladding there to begin with.
There's some hospitals with the cladding as well. Now to evacuate people. It's a bit of a panic over nothing, really. I mean, it's been there for a number of years, and it's just because of the fire. Now they're aware of it, would they just have more precautions? At least in the short term. It seems a bit reactionary just to rip it all down straight away.
Right.
I mean, I don't agree. Think it's a good thing to have it there. Obviously, they need to do something about it. But yeah, I don't think they need to be quite so dramatic about it. It just worry me that with all this stuff going on, that they're not focusing on other things that could be in the news. It's just Grenfell fire. Nothing else is being reported.
Right. I do like
Illuminati. It's Illuminati.
It's a triangle Illuminati. There's been, oddly enough, in politics, in P&Qs, Corbyn has absolutely. He's been very cordial for the most part, but then he has tried to ream Theresa May for being not the greatest at being a human being. It's like, that's not. You're trying to character assassinate her for a small gotcha. It's not helping. So why not just do the other stuff instead?
So there was a discussion on daytime TV last week or the week before, trying to figure out whether Theresa May was socially awkward.
Oh, she's socially awkward. She can't even debate. But it doesn't mean
it didn't need a half-hour discussion about it.
I agree. It's like you bunch of amateurs. Fantastic. You've all successfully worked out what everyone knew within 5 minutes.
Exactly.
She cannot operate without a script, and she does not have interpersonal skills. Fine, that's absolutely fine, but that doesn't help her. It doesn't help. It doesn't really. All it does is just make people question whether or not she should be prime minister, based on some preconceived notion that she should somehow be prepared for everything and be the best statesman or stateswoman ever.
I'm not the biggest fan of her, but it does make her a bit more human.
I love, and it's something that has been thrown at them Labour a couple times, is that Corbyn talks about gender politics sometimes, and the first thing she'll point out is, unlike you guys, we've had a leader in our party who happened to have also been prime minister twice. Labour have yet to have a female leader of their party or a prime minister that was female.
Yeah.
It's like you can't use gender politics on when your own party hasn't really progressed that far yet, and they did it in the fucking 80s. And not that that's a good thing for the Tories. I mean, the only good thing to come out of the 80s was me. Just saying.
I don't know. And maybe Ghostbusters.
I was watching Back to the Future again today. And then I watched the third one and I was like, I wonder if I can see any errors in it that will piss me off. And then the first thing I saw when he drives back into like 1885 and those Indians coming towards him, all the different shots, every single time they got to his car. But then when they shot from another angle, they were nowhere near his car. And I was like, that's the most irritating thing I've ever seen ever. And it's going to drive me insane.
The third one is just best never watched again.
I don't know.
It's just not very good.
It's not. No, I'll agree. I just like the idea of it. Okay, I like the train bit. I do. I think
it's something that works better on paper than in actual reality.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't mind the third one too much, I guess. Second one was okay.
Yeah, I didn't like the third one. I thought the third one it just didn't.
I don't think many people did, I guess.
Because otherwise it kind of killed the franchise, wasn't it?
Well, I think they had to finish the story of it anyway. But I do think if they could have done a fourth or fifth, I would have liked them to do a fourth and fifth, or had to have done a fourth and a fifth, but with Marty being older.
Yeah, that's
not current day, not the current day. Michael J. Fox. I mean, like 5-6 years after the events of that. That would have been kind of.
Give it time. They're probably going to remake it because they've remade just about everything else. So
yeah, I believe they did say they would not do it because of Michael J. Fox, and I was like, that's quite a nice thing to say.
Yeah, some films just never.
But they will eventually
touch. It's like the Goonies. Just don't touch the Goonies.
My brother-in-law walks around with a Goonie shirt on with a bloody truffle shuffle on it, and I'm like, oh, please just stop. Kill me now. This shirt looks it's a monstrosity. I don't want to look at your shirt and notice a fat kid with his shirt up. It just, if people don't know what the Goonies are, they're thinking you're like into that or something.
Yeah, because it's getting to a certain point now that kids don't know these things, do they? So
don't.
Yeah, that's
because it makes me feel so old.
I had to explain Red Dwarf to somebody, and I felt violated doing it.
How can you not know Red Dwarf?
Because I did a Rimmer style salute sarcastically at somebody, and they're like, "What is that?" It's from Red Dwarf. Have you not seen Red Dwarf, dipshit? And I had to explain what it was, and they just didn't get it.
I think I said to somebody once about Led Zeppelin. Mentions Led Zeppelin to them, and they were like, "Who?" I nearly slapped them.
Oh,
there and then.
That's right. These are the same people that buy like the Led Zeppelin T-shirts from Primark and stuff.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, they're the same people who buy the Guns N' Roses shirts, but like but only listen to hip hop. And I'm like, have you never listened to Guns N' Roses before the spaghetti incident? Seriously.
Yeah. So I've seen loads of people wearing Ramones T-shirts, and I'm like, I bet you have no clue who they are.
Everyone I know has got one of those. Have you heard of them? No. And then I've seen people with Leonard's. Leonard. Oh God, I can never pronounce the bloody name. That's it. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Shirts, and again, they've never seen them. And I'm like, please, just die. You all suck. Okay.
I think I must be of a generation that I can't wear a band shirt of a band that I don't like.
All my band shirts, I've got quite a lot upstairs on coat hangers in my wardrobe, because they're all from the gigs I went to, and I didn't just buy them because, just because I wanted to prove I went or something. It was just like supporting the band in that respect. Quite a lot. I went and saw Enter Shikari 3 times. I've got 3 different shirts. Not the biggest fan of their more recent album because
it's rubbish.
It really is. The political bullshit really fucks me off. The first time I saw them was during the tour for their first album, midweek charts, and they were riding high, and the album was brilliant. And I was like, yeah, this is awesome. First band I ever saw live, supported by 100 Reasons, and I was hooked to them after that. But I've got loads of other band shirts as well, and it was all good, and yeah. But now, no. But I don't buy them ironically. I buy them because, you know, I'm not a hipster douche tool bag.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I don't. It sucks that people go into Primark or just go on eBay, or they see their friends with one. They're like, "Oh, I must have this Guns N' Roses shirt." I'd be half tempted if someone did that, just to switch their Guns N' Roses shirt with the nice iconic logo on and replace it with Chinese democracy. Yeah. By the way, that I actually I was given that as a Christmas gift by a great grandparent. And if you don't think of it as a Guns N' Roses album, it's just about passable as mediocre.
Mm.
It's actually not a horrific album. There's only 2 songs on it that are any good, and they cannot carry the entire album.
I kind of stopped listening to them after Use Your Illusions.
Yeah, well, part 1 and part 2.
I had the spaghetti incident. I tried to like it.
Well, it's trash.
It is, yeah.
It was so lazy. I was like, no, this isn't happening. Fuck off. It's like Green Day. I've listened to them since I was a kid, but I can't stomach most of their newer stuff after. I would say American Idiot was good. I will agree that was brilliant. But the moment
it wasn't their best.
No, I'll agree. But there were a lot of more good songs on that than bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't like one song carrying the whole thing. But then they have one hit album, and then they just make more drivel and they try and infuse it with politics. It's like, stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop it. You hurt my feelings doing this.
It's kind of happened to a lot of like 90s bands, though.
Very true. And I wish they'd stop. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, it's a bit like Maiden. I might get slapped for that. Some people like the new stuff.
Oh, I'm Maiden.
Yeah, I've tried the new stuff, but it just all of it just sounds like, oh, there's that riff from that song. That sounds like that other song from then, and their back catalog's too wide and broad, and they don't sound different enough now to make it.
The thing with Maiden now is that because they're all getting older, there is obvious. It's getting slower. It's not going to be as up there as it used to be. Bruce Dickinson's voice is never going to reach the peaks it could, and you can hear him. It's slowly going down, and that's a good thing because the music matures. But at the same time, people don't want that. They want high energy, which he can't maintain anymore, which is unsurprising. And some of the music now is okay, but it's obviously not going to be great compared to previous stuff.
I understand that they don't want to end up like Metallica and basically they have a Vegas residency and just do the same songs over and over again every night. They want to keep fresh.
It's kind of a sellout, really, isn't it, to do that?
It is, but problem is, do you embrace it? Just go, well, people don't want our new stuff.
If you do a residency, all it tells me is you are solely doing it for money. You're not doing it to enjoy what you do.
Yeah, but what is ultimately what is music for? I mean, they've made their money. They don't
exactly. That's the thing with Maiden. They've made the money, so there's no real reason to do it. But Metallica have done it as well, so I don't know if they're doing it just because they can't be bothered to tour their newer album. I haven't actually heard the newer album yet, so I don't even know if it's any good. It took so long making it anyway.
So which album? Who was that?
Sorry,
I didn't catch the band. Was that Maiden?
I haven't heard Metallica's new album yet.
Metallica. Oh, okay.
I've zero interest in even bothering. I tried with St. Anger, and I was like, nope, that's terrible, and I haven't bothered since.
Magnetic was okay, but then that was I felt that was more that got new fans into them, who then went back and listened to older stuff. Death Magnetic wasn't horrific. I think there was a lot of complaints to St. Anger, but a lot of it wasn't their fault. It was the record label that refused to let them do certain things, like Kirk Hammett wasn't allowed to do certain guitar solos. Some restrictions were placed upon them with their music, and that was a mistake because that made the music even shitter. shit enough with Lars Ulrich there. Just saying.
Well, they
Lars
were
Ulrich.
good when I mean, I saw them live 20 plus years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they were good then, but I wouldn't want to see them live these days.
A question from the chat. Did you listen to My Chemical Romance back in the day? I did, and I saw them live once. I even met Ray Toro, the guitarist.
They were guilty
Still
pleasure.
occasionally listen to the Black Parade.
I actually
Still
thought it was
a
a
good
great.
album.
I thought it was a great album. I'm not going to deny it. I genuinely thought it was a good album. I'm sad.
Keen on anything else by them, but the album is
It's a good story.
still awesome.
And, yeah, I quite enjoyed it. But I'm sad like that. So. Because I was a fan. I was. Oh, hang on. Everyone I knew said that if you liked My Chemical Romance, you're an emo. So apparently, you like to catch yourself. And have you heard this album?
Yeah.
You've heard some of the good. It's a masterpiece. Shut up.
It still stands up now.
I think it does. Music quality is better than a lot of newer stuff I've heard.
I've tried with so many of the newer metal bands, and I don't get on
They
with
did
them.
troll their fans a bit. They had this thing going on the website or something, and then when this clock counter maybe I think hit 0, it wasn't really a new album or announcement or anything. It was just it was an announcement. It was a re-release of the Black Parade, I believe, 10-year anniversary of it.
Yeah.
People want new stuff, and there was originally a 5th album intended, a final album. It was meant to be, but because of the failure of what was it called? The EPs they did. Fuck it.
There was one that was like a monumental flop, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was after after Fabulous Killjoy album. They did some EP, and it just flopped because they took so long to make it. And songs weren't bad, but they did kind of fuck it up, I guess. Oh, Conventional Weapons, that's what it was called. If they did it as an album, it probably would have done better, but I'm still not convinced.
Yeah, I can't say I ever listened to it actually.
I listened to it. It wasn't great. Doesn't matter now, I guess, because they're not going to come back together unless they've run out of their money. Although Gerard Way, he interestingly, I've got to find it out quickly before I forget. In his personal thing, what is it? Where is it? He discusses. He talks about his gender identity, and how he identified a fair amount with a female gender, and during My Chemical Romance used to express it through his performance style. Yeah, he's real edgy.
Wasn't he just one of the hundreds of boys in eyeliner that were around at the time?
Fucking douche.
Sorry, eyeliner and black nail varnish.
Yeah. Such a hipster. Oh, it's tragic. Anyway, never mind. And yeah, I saw Paramore live twice, person in chat. Disappointed both times, but they were free tickets. I don't care.
I've never got into them. I've tried several times.
It was supported by Newfound Glory, so it was fine. I was happy to watch them, knowing that even if Paramore sucked, I'd seen them, who are far better live. Newfound Glory are.
I bet they'd be fun to see live, actually.
They're very high energy and can maintain it. But Hayley Williams is a tiny little girl with a big voice, and she can't sing live at all.
No?
No, she can't. It's embarrassing. When you're in a massive, when you're in Brixton Academy, right, and you get completely outshone by Kids in Glass Houses and Newfound Glory, you need to give up. When you take up so little space on a stage, and all you've got on that stage are 3 equally small people, it's just, it's pathetic.
Yeah, I saw No Doubt at Brixton years ago, and I will say Gwen Stefani is just as good live as she is recorded. I was
She has
quite
the
surprised
weirdest
by that.
She has the weirdest singing voice.
Yeah, I used to be a huge fan. Not so
You're a
much
big fan
these
of No
days.
Doubt.
Yeah, not so much these days. I've kind of grown up.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping she did too. I saw some of her collaborations with I don't know what Lil Kim is it. I was like,
Yeah.
I swear, Gwen Stefani in that music video was like twice the age of Lil Kim as well. But she was
Yeah.
wearing kids of a teenager.
Well, I've got a little story in my well, I think it was Reading Festival '98 or something, or '99.
Oh God, I was 12.
There was oh, who was it? Yeah, Bush were playing at Reading Festival because they were still bigger than Gwen at the time, no doubt. And we were pissed and sort of stumbling around the Holiday Inn near Reading Festival, and yeah, and we saw Gavin Rossdale and Gwen Stefani walk into that hotel. So my friend ran up to them and downed a load of a beer and went, "Swallow." I know it's stupid. You know, "Swallow" Bush song. It's one of the big hits. It's not at the time. It was funny and it's very topical for the time. But yeah, there you go. That's my little story. Okay, I don't expect you to laugh. I don't. It was funny for me, and it's something that I just think it back to then. It was stupid at the time, and
I'm not sure if I should laugh or give you an applause. Right, I have to be up in 6 hours to go to work, so I'm going to end this. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
It's great talking to you both.
You see.
You too.
Bye.